Number 8. Kesha Golden. According to prosecutors, just hours after her baby shower in October 2022, Kesha Golden fatally stabbed her boyfriend and father of her child, Calvin Sidney, during an altercation in her Austin apartment. While 8 months pregnant, Golden was ordered to be held in jail on a $2 million bail, with her next court appearance set less than 2 weeks before her due date. Prosecutors revealed at the bail hearing that this wasn't the first instance of violence between the couple. Between June and September 2022, the police were called to respond to domestic violence incidents at Golden's home 5 times, with Golden reporting that Sidney had choked, punched, slapped and pushed her. Then in July, Golden obtained an order of prosecution against Sidney, citing that he had punched her in the face. In August, Sidney refused to press charges after Golden cut his cheek severely enough to require hospitalization. But despite the history of violence, Golden's mother mentioned that the relationship was toxic but rooted in love. Following her baby shower with family and friends, Golden, Sidney, and other relatives returned to her apartment, where an argument over using the microwave led to Sidney allegedly pushing Golden and knocking her plate out of his hands. According to prosecutors, Golden later entered Sidney's room with a knife, stabbing him in the leg after a struggle. Sidney's wound to his femoral artery proved to be fatal and passed away at Mount Sinai Hospital. Golden's mother said that her daughter did not intend to kill and was distraught over the outcome, explaining that she only wanted Sidney to leave, as she was worried about the impact on her unborn child. After the incident, Golden returned to her apartment, unaware of Sidney's death. But a short while later, she was arrested. Julie Kohler, Golden's lawyer and deputy chief of the Cook County Public Defender's Murder Task Force, argued that holding Golden on a $2 million bail equivalent to a no-bond order is inhumane, especially considering her pregnancy. She added that the evidence suggested self-defense and criticized the decision as contrary to Illinois law. Despite a 2019 state law prohibiting pre-trial jailing of pregnant women unless they pose a public threat, Golden was held in custody at Cermak Hospital within the Cook County Jail complex. But after her bond was reduced to $50,000, given her history as an abuse victim, a community group known as the Chicago Community Bond Fund agreed to post bond for the soon-to-be mother in early November 2022. Golden was then released, as she was not deemed a danger to herself or others. Surely the case is ongoing, but there have not been any updates since November 2022. Number 7. Shina Stapleton. On the night of May 12, 2017, Tatiana Lewis, an 18-year-old from Chicago, tragically lost her life after being struck by a Jeep Liberty driven by a 24-year-old woman named Shina Stapleton. The incident occurred past 11 p.m. when Stapleton repeatedly rammed Lewis into a tree using her vehicle, a horrifying act of violence witnessed by Jennifer Baguette, a neighbor present at the scene. And unfortunately, Lewis succumbed to her injuries at the location the crime took place. The attacker fled the scene, but later collided with another vehicle about a mile away. She was subsequently apprehended, and charges were brought against her. Law enforcement discovered tree bark lodged in the SUV's bumper, and reports indicate that a child was in the back seat of the vehicle during the incident. Known as Molly Quavo on Facebook, Stapleton's account was deleted following the tragic event. Reports describe the two women as romantic rivals. Eyewitnesses recount that the altercation began as Lewis was leaving a friend's residence, leading to a dispute with her attacker. The source of the conflict was apparently Lewis's involvement with Tayshawn Page, the former partner of the older woman and the father of her child. Lewis had posted a cryptic message on Facebook just hours before the incident, mentioning the confrontation. Days leading up to the fatal encounter, the two women had engaged in Facebook arguments concerning Page, who was Lewis's boyfriend at the time, and Page expressed his heartbreak and anguish over her death on social media. In a twist ending, though, Stapleton was acquitted, being found not guilty of first-degree murder in June of 2019. According to the Chicago Tribune, Stapleton's attorneys successfully argued that the incident was nothing more than a tragic accident that occurred after Lewis attacked Stapleton over Page. Number 6. Demitria Johnson. In July 2020, a 30-year-old woman named Demitria Johnson, residing in Georgia, was arrested in Alabama for allegedly orchestrating and executing a plan to kidnap and kill a romantic rival. The victim, 39-year-old Tamika Skinner, was dating the father of Johnson's child, Martia Petway. Johnson's motive was reportedly rooted in jealousy and desire to remove Skinner from Petway's life. Skinner and Petway were reportedly assaulted in the early hours of July 27th at a home in Columbus, Georgia, where they were house-sitting. 3 men identified as 40-year-old Sean Johnson, 30-year-old Joshua Tolbert, and 23-year-old Javon Phillips were also arrested and charged with assisting Demitria in carrying out the deadly scheme. Investigators found that Demetria's ex-boyfriend and father of her children, Petway, had been injured in the assault but was left at the scene. Skinner, on the other hand, was forcibly taken from the home and her vehicle was stolen by the abductors. Petway then called 911 to report the incident. Skinner's vehicle was later spotted in Alabama, leading to a high-speed chase that ended in a crash. But afterward, all 4 suspects were taken into custody. Tragically, hours later, Skinner's body was discovered in a wooded area in Russell County, Alabama. The suspects reportedly attempted to burn Skinner's vehicle but were unsuccessful. Police recovered a handgun from the crashed car, which they suspect was used in Skinner's killing. Sheriff Heath Taylor also revealed that Demitria had been planning the murder for about a week, and multiple statements indicated the intention was to kidnap and kill Skinner. Skinner's family expressed their devastation over the violent death, remembering her as a joyful, humorous, and caring person. The 4 suspects, including Demitria, were held at the Russell County Detention Facility and are expected to remain there without bond, due to facing capital offense charges. Unfortunately, though, there's been no recent updates on the case, so it's unclear what punishment they received. Number 5. Tara Coronado. Tara Coronado, a 45-year-old mother of 4, found herself in a complicated legal battle in 2020 with her ex-husband during a custody dispute. The situation unfolded in an Austin courtroom, where Judge Susan Shepard chastised Tara for her evident anger, highlighting how it influenced her interactions with the court. Tara, a resilient Mexican-American woman who had overcome significant challenges, including rising from a New Mexico trailer park to graduate from the University of Texas Law School, was struggling with her tumultuous 15-year marriage to Ed Cunningham, a former football star turned lawyer and businessman. Tara's anger was rooted in the background of her marriage, which was exasperated when she discovered Cunningham's infidelity and a second house he had acquired across town for his affair with another woman. Amid their divorce, Tara accused Cunningham of assaulting her, which he vehemently denied. She reported to the police that he had punched her, kneed her, and dragged her by the hair, resulting in injuries. But despite obtaining an emergency protection order, their case took an unexpected turn when Tara faced scrutiny. Cunningham's attorney and a court-appointed therapist portrayed Tara as vindictive and unstable, suggesting she had fabricated abuse allegations in relation to Cunningham's infidelity. The court was then caught in the crossfire of polarized versions of reality from embattled parents. And despite moments of anger and hostility displayed by both parties, Tara's outbursts were perceived negatively in a family court system that is often criticized for gender bias. Judges and court-appointed experts often grapple with complex cases where parents present conflicting narratives. And in some instances, they punish women who display anger, failing to account for the trauma's impact on emotions. They sometimes rely on forensic assessments considered misinformed or unethical by experts. Judge Shepard then ordered a psychological evaluation of Tara, hinting at mental health conditions that could explain her behavior. Throughout the custody dispute, therapists paid for by Cunningham labeled Tara as manipulative, hostile, and defensive, attributing various diagnoses to her. And as the battle continued, Cunningham was awarded primary custody of their 3 young children, while Tara was limited to supervised visits. In the aftermath of this emotionally charged legal struggle, Tara's case serves as a stark reminder of the complexities inherent in custody battles, particularly when fueled by accusations and gender dynamics. Her journey through the family court system also highlights the challenges faced by both parents and judges striving to determine the best interests of the children while sifting through conflicting narratives. Have you or anyone you know ever had to deal with baby mama drama? Tell us in the comments below. And while you're at it, subscribe to the channel and join the Badger fam. Now, on to number 4. Number 4. Sierra Harp. On June 26, 2019, Sierra Harp received her sentencing in a Georgia court for the 2017 murder of her boyfriend and baby daddy, aspiring rapper Raheem Grant. The tragic incident involved Grant being fatally shot 7 times in front of their young daughter. And apparently, Harp even recorded himself carrying out the crime on Grant's cell phone. Harp's mother, Adrienne Thurmond, had earlier appealed to the court for severe punishment, including sterilization to prevent Harp from having any more children, along with a plea for life imprisonment without parole. However, during Harp's hearing, other family members provided a more complex picture of her background. In her defense, Harp's uncle Ted Thurmond recounted her troubled childhood, emphasizing a toxic environment marked by physical, mental, and emotional abuse. He also disclosed that she had been subjected to sexual abuse during her early years, highlighting the hardships she faced growing up. Harp herself tearfully addressed the court, expressing remorse for her actions and extending an apology to all those affected by the tragedy. She acknowledged her intoxicated state during the shooting, indicating that she was not in a rational frame of mind at the time. But despite the emotional appeals for leniency and insights into her upbringing, the judge rendered a stern decision. Harp was sentenced to 125 years in prison, underscoring the complex interplay of factors that influenced the court's judgment in a case that carried heavy emotional weight for all parties involved. Number 3. Shana Gardner Fernandez. Shana Gardner Fernandez, the ex-wife of Jared Bridegan, a Florida Microsoft executive who was tragically shot dead in front of his 2-year-old daughter in Jacksonville Beach in 2022, was apprehended in Washington state and charged in connection with his murder in August 2023. A grand jury issued a first-degree murder indictment against her, marking a significant development in the case. Shana's arrest came after lingering suspicions about her involvement in the crime. And what really caught the authorities' attention was her relationship with her new husband, Mario Saldana Fernandez, who was initially arrested in connection with the killing. Jared's slaying occurred in February of the previous year, when he was dropping off his shared children at Shana's residence. Then, as Jared attempted to move a tire obstructing the road, he was shot dead, leaving his younger daughter Bexley traumatized and alone at the scene until a passerby intervened. Jared and Shana had undergone a bitter divorce in 2015, followed by years of legal disputes. Suspicion surrounding Shana's involvement in the crime was heightened when a tattoo parlor owner came forward, disclosing the woman's inquiry about ways to get rid of Jared. Shana's arrest has prompted prosecutors to pursue the death penalty, recognizing her alleged central role in what they described as a cold, calculated, and premeditated murder. The case has deeply affected Jared's widow, Kristen Bridegan, who openly expressed her belief that Shana orchestrated her ex-husband's death. Bexley, the couple's daughter, still grapples with the traumatic aftermath of her father's murder, reacting to loud noises that evoke the memory of the gunshots that ended his life. The proceedings and Shana's arrest were attended by the slain father's grieving family and friends, underscoring the emotional weight of the situation. Shana has yet to be sentenced in connection with her ex-husband's death, so unfortunately we'll have to wait and see what punishment she receives for her role in the crime in the coming months. Number 2. Ambrosia Mirabel. On May 21, 2023, a shooting took place in New Mexico, resulting in one person being injured. Then, just 2 days later, a 27-year-old woman named Ambrosia Mirabel was apprehended by the Albuquerque Police Department in connection to the crime. The APD attributed the success of their investigation to surveillance cameras in the downtown area, which played a pivotal role in solving the case. The incident occurred at Central Avenue and 3rd Street in Albuquerque. The footage from the downtown cameras captured a vehicle believed to be involved in the shooting, enabling officials to trace its path. According to APD, Mirabel confessed to authorities that she had consumed alcohol and drugs prior to the incident. Reportedly upset with her baby daddy, she allegedly aimed to fire a shot in his direction as a scare tactic. However, the bullet inadvertently struck a woman working in a nearby food truck. Following the shooting, Mirabel fled the scene, but this did not do much to help her, as the surveillance cameras recorded the event, including the vehicle's license plate, aiding the identification of both the vehicle and its driver as the alleged shooter. Subsequently, law enforcement executed a search warrant at Mirabel's apartment, where they purportedly discovered a handgun. Mirabel was taken into custody based on a warrant related to the shooting, but the outcome of the case is unclear. Number 1. Deborah Whitman. In Florida in late July 2023, a 24-year-old pregnant woman was arrested by the Pembroke Pines Police Department after allegedly stabbing a man she claimed had gotten her pregnant. According to the police report, Deborah Whitman had reportedly engaged in a series of self-harming behaviors, including pill consumption, alcohol use, and self-inflicted punching over several months. The exact reason for these actions, however, remains undisclosed. On the day of the incident, Whitman allegedly used a black folding pocket knife to stab her alleged baby daddy while he was asleep in his bedroom. The man, who had been in a year-long romantic relationship with Whitman and lived with her for about 8 months, managed to thwart the attack by subduing her and punching her in the face. Then, after the altercation, both of them were transported to Memorial Regional Hospital by fire rescue personnel. Luckily, the man survived the stabbing with non-life-threatening injuries. Whitman was subsequently taken into custody by the Broward Sheriff's Office. She's now facing charges of premeditated attempted murder and aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. But the motive behind the stabbing and the circumstances surrounding Whitman's concerning self-harming behaviors remain subjects of investigation by law enforcement. If you found out the father of your children was cheating on you, would you get back at them by being promiscuous yourself, hoping to get even with them? Or would you end things altogether and hope you get custody of your kids in court? Let us know what you would do in the comments below, and if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time on Bad Badger.